I'm student meteorologist AJ Willie, and we're actually having some camera technical difficulties over in the lab, so I'm going to start things off over here on the wall with your overview. Tonight we're looking at temperatures in the low to mid 40s throughout much of the Big Bend area. 42 degrees tonight in Tallahassee and Quincy, looking at 41 degrees in Monticello and Thomasville, a little bit warmer down by the coast, 47 degrees in Apalachicola and St. Marks. Your day planner for tomorrow, 46 degrees when we're waking up, and then as the day progresses, looking at temperatures quickly climbing into the upper 50s, and then a cold front will be passing through, giving us the really high chance for some rain, and then temperatures will dip off as we continue throughout the rest of the afternoon and evening hours tomorrow. Looking at your forecast for tomorrow across the region, temperatures will be getting up right around the 60-degree mark here in Tallahassee, looking at 56 degrees in Quincy and Thomasville, 62 degrees in Perry, and as I said earlier, plenty of rain to go along the entire Big Bend region for tomorrow. Coming up tonight on the show, we're going to be talking about the extremely cold, some even record-breaking cold temperatures in the northern plains as we're looking at an Arctic front making its way down from Canada into pretty much the entire eastern half of the United States. And then we're going to talk about that rainy Tuesday we have here locally, and looking at lows below freezing for your Tuesday night. So could be one of our first freezes of the year. So that's definitely something that we'll be looking forward to as we continue throughout the show later on tonight. But for now, I'm going to send things over to Harrison with a look at our southeast forecast.
Well, we had a gorgeous day here in Tallahassee, and our high today was at 56 degrees, and we started to warm up here in Tallahassee, but it's a little bit warmer out to our west in New Orleans, where even though the sun was out at the time of this observation, you kind of had a bad day in New Orleans. It's been a rough sports week as the Saints obviously lost last weekend on a bad call, and then the Pelicans today, it was announced that Anthony Davis is looking for a trade. So if you're a New Orleans sports fan, it's been a bad day, but the weather's looking pretty nice right now here in New Orleans and across most of the southeast. I mean, we do have some clouds to deal with, but for the most part, it feels pretty nice outside. We're dry here in Tallahassee with a dew point of 40 degrees. And as you go west a little bit, those dew point temperatures are starting to rise as you start to get closer to the next cold front here, which you can see here near Arkansas, where Little Rock, you're a little bit drier at 38, whereas Shreveport, you guys are at 43 for your dew point temperatures. Our upper level water vapor, Tallahassee, we got a little bit of moisture in the air, but you can start to see the cold front up here near Arkansas, around Memphis, where that cold front is going to come through, and behind that cold front, we do have those drier conditions starting to filter in. As we look at our national map, you can also see the cold front here, which will be affecting the Tallahassee region over the next couple of days. And one of the interesting things about this cold front that you don't always see is post-frontal snow that is expected to fall across the south, places like central Louisiana, central Mississippi, even places like Alabama and North Georgia. You guys are expecting to see a little bit of snow. We have those winter weather advisories and those winter storm watches and advisories as well for those areas. Zooming in a little bit closer, we don't have anything really going on in the Tallahassee area, not a lot of clouds to speak of, so we really did have a beautiful day here. Those winter watches that we were looking at earlier, you can see the winter weather advisories here in that purple color, and we do have those winter storm warnings in that pink, where they're expecting, for the most part, about 1 to 2 inches of snow across the southeast here in these regions. As we take a look at our surface winds, a little bit out of the south here in Tallahassee, and that clockwise flow around the high pressure center that's centered right about here. And then you can also see this cold front that stretches from Shreveport up through Jacksonville on the surface map. That front will eventually make its way through here, and our wind direction should change to out of the north. Here's a little animation where we're going to be able to see this southern snowfall that's going to be coming in behind that front. And it doesn't look like we're going to get a whole lot of that here in Tallahassee, but we will have to deal with some rain, thunderstorms, and showers over the next couple of days as that front passes. Here's a quick look at our rainfall forecast, where we're expecting 0.5 to 1 inches of rain here in Tallahassee, a little bit less across much of the rest of the southeast. Here in central Mississippi, where they're expecting that snow, they're also looking at about ½ an inch to an inch of precipitation. Tonight's forecast here in Tallahassee, we should be around 42, a little bit colder as you get towards the west here as that cold front begins to push on through, and we're also going to have to deal with the chance for some of that precipitation. And then tomorrow, as we look at our high temperatures, we're the warm spot here in the southeast at 60 degrees with that chance of rain. Behind the front in places like Shreveport, Jackson, and New Orleans, you guys are going to cool off. And then Montgomery and Atlanta, they're going to be expecting those that rain and then eventually transitioning over to snow in the later morning hours. So definitely need to be ready for that. But for now, we're going to go ahead and send things over to Jen here, where she's going to have a look at our first local.
Thank you, Harrison. As we take a look at what's going on here in the Tallahassee area, we're looking at a beautiful sunset off in a distance of looking at Doak Campbell Stadium. Current temperatures right now, 56 degrees. We're keeping with the mostly sunnier conditions because we do have that high pressure that's located just to the south of us, giving us nice, dry, comfortable conditions to end out our day. Looking at the radar, not much happening along the area, just a few high-level clouds off towards our west. But over in the Tallahassee and Big Bend region, we're keeping things very dry as we do have some lower dew points heading into this afternoon. Currently, we're looking at temperatures 55 degrees in Thomasville, nice sunny skies, 56 here in Tallahassee, and 54 degrees in Apalachicola. So overall, we're looking at very nice, comfortable temperatures to end out our Monday afternoon. Winds are out of the south right now. It's giving us a little bit more moisture. However, it's still fairly dry when you walk outside. Not a lot to complain about humidity-wise. But we are looking at winds ranging the 5 to 7 mile per hour range all across the Big Bend region. Dew points are low, which is the reason why we're not seeing a lot of cloud cover to end out our day. So with these dew points in the 30s, even some 40s along the map, we are having drier conditions. So it's not feeling very humid like what we see during the summertime, but we are ending out the day with nice sunny skies as a result of these lower dew points. Tonight's forecast, it's going to be another chilly one, about 42 degrees. We'll mainly keep it partly cloudy skies as we get into tomorrow, as tomorrow will be our rainier day. We will have that south-southwesterly wind heading into tonight, but as we get into tomorrow, we're going to see the clouds accumulating heading into the overnight hours. We'll see a clear and chilly night. But as we get into tomorrow morning, the clouds start to build as we may have a stray shower in the morning. But by the afternoon, that's when we're going to start seeing the rain popping up across the region. Storms move in at around 3:15 p.m. heading into tomorrow, so we will expect rainfall across most of the Big Bend region. It's almost guaranteed about 100% chance of rain for the area. But behind this front, we are expecting much clearer conditions and much comfortable conditions heading into tomorrow night. Tomorrow's forecast, 60 degrees. We will have rain throughout most of the day, but the winds will start to shift out into the northwest, which will bring us a bit cooler temperatures as we head on into tomorrow night and into Wednesday morning. Heading for tomorrow, 46 degrees at 8 a.m. We are going to see the rain start to move its way into the region at about 58 degrees at around noontime, and 52 degrees by 4 p.m. We will start to see the temperatures dipping down as we get into tomorrow night. Tomorrow's forecast, rain across most of the region. We'll see temperatures in the upper 50s, 60s across most of the map. In your 7-day forecast, expecting most rain tomorrow with that high around 60 degrees. But as we get on to Wednesday, that cold front does move out of the region, which is going to bring us a lot more chillier conditions, as that morning time low is going to be around 30 degrees. Now I'm going to send things over to AJ and Harrison with a look at what happened in Cuba.
Actually, we're going to be talking about the polar vortex. Getting a little excited there, Jen. Me and her are going to be talking about what went on in Cuba last night, so stay tuned for that. But what about the polar vortex?
Yeah, so the polar vortex, which it's not a big scary thing necessarily that you always hear about, is going to be dipping into the upper Midwest as we get into the next couple of days here. And they're expecting some extremely cold temperatures.
Like coldest temperatures an entire generation will ever see in their lifetime, kind of cold temperatures. I mean, we're looking at even temperatures in the minus 30s and wind chills even getting close to minus 60 degrees. So that's some serious cold they're going to be having to deal with.
Yeah, absolutely. And places like Chicago, they're going to be close to their all-time low of negative 27 degrees Fahrenheit. They're expected to be into the negative 20s, so they're not too far off of that. And this is really dangerous conditions. If you do go outside, obviously frostbite can occur in seconds out there in these temperatures. Yeah,
and I mean, we're even seeing some schools and universities close for the first time in a very long time. I know you know a little bit something about that.
Yeah, well, Central Michigan University today actually had to close down after saying that they were going to have school today. They closed down around 8:50 this morning and had to issue, kind of a warning to people, like, don't come in if you're not already here. Please, get home, be safe, because it's starting to get dangerous up there. They're dealing with a little bit of wintry weather that's enhancing the cold, but it obviously is pretty scary.
Yeah, and I mean, it's really not just the northern central plains that's going to be affected by this either. My hometown in Virginia, I saw my local meteorologist posting stuff saying that they could see wind chill values even into the -5s to -10s, which is very, very rare. I don't think I've ever experienced anything like that in Virginia. So this is going to be pretty much half of the United States is going to be seeing these colder temperatures.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's not, the polar vortex isn't this scary thing that doesn't happen ever. This does happen.
Yeah.
But this is kind of an extreme case where the polar vortex is actually going to be in you know, the upper Midwest.
Yeah, and I'm actually going to get to show you guys a little bit more on the wall out here as I'm going to head out and take a look at the national. You can see here, even starting to see that colder, those pinks on the map are indicating the polar vortex starting to make its way into the Great Lakes region. 11 degrees right now in Minneapolis, and they're starting to see some snow. Some places in Wisconsin have already gotten 10 to 12 inches of snow. 19 degrees in Chicago, and they're starting to see snow as well, not affecting any of the southern part of the United States yet. Here in Tallahassee, looking at temperatures in the mid-50s, dipping down into the lower 40s for us as we progress throughout the night. Your dew points here, drier weather is moving in with this polar vortex as it makes its way down into the central plains of the United States. Already a 2-degree dew point in Minneapolis, 17-degree dew point in Chicago, 31-degree dew point in Detroit. Your satellite and radar, you can see this big low pressure system starting to move off into the eastern portion of the United States, and you can see it drapes all the way down here into the northern part of Louisiana, and that's what's going to be bringing some snow that Harrison was referring to in the southeast forecast earlier to parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. So continue to keep an eye on that as it progresses throughout the southeast. Zooming on in here to the Great Lakes area, you can see Chicago already starting to see some snow. Many places up north into Canada are seeing some lake effect snow as well. And this front will continue to push off to the east as that colder polar air starts to make its way into the area. You can see here Fargo, North Dakota, already seeing a 1-degree temperature. Sioux Falls seeing 7 degrees. Minneapolis at 11. And as we get into the evening hours, those temperatures are going to dip down even further. Their wind chill values already easily into the negative teens. -14-degree wind chill value in Des Moines and Cedar Rapids right now. -5-degree wind chill value in Minneapolis. Your surface winds, you can really see that low pressure system right here. You can see all that counterclockwise spin, bringing plenty of cold air down from Canada. That's what's really going to be making these close to record-breaking temperatures for much of the Central Plains. For tonight, looking at temperatures getting down into about -5 degrees in Madison, -1 in Chicago. I'm not used to saying minus before all these temperatures, so you know it's going to be some seriously cold weather. -17 in Fargo, North Dakota. Tonight's wind chills could be anywhere from -20 up to -40 in Duluth and Fargo. Some seriously cold temperatures we're going to be seeing with this Arctic air as it moves in. Plenty of watches and warnings going on as well. Some winter storm warnings and wind chill advisories draped across, it looks like 7 or 8 states right now. So we'll continue to keep an eye on that. As it progresses throughout the evening, could be some record-breaking temperatures. For tonight, temperatures -8 in Minneapolis, but much seasonably cold temperatures throughout much of the United States as well. As we get into tomorrow, looking at -5 in Minneapolis. I can't get over this cold. I mean, I'm one for the cold weather, but -5, that's just too cold for me. But for now, I'm going to send things over to Harrison with our second look at our local forecast. You think we'll ever see negative degrees here in Tallahassee, Harrison?
Well, look, I don't think so, and I really hope not, because cold weather like that, not really for me. But currently, we're sitting at a much warmer 56 degrees. It feels pretty nice outside right now. We have that sun out. Well, it's actually set now, but we do have those clear skies with the wind out of the south at 8 miles per hour. as we look at our current conditions across the Tallahassee area, we are sitting at 56 degrees here, a little bit warmer up near Bainbridge, but for the most part, we are sitting around the mid-50s here in Tallahassee. Our dew points are in the 30s and 40s across much of the Big Bend region, and that should be kind of the main theme here as even the next cold front comes through. We are expecting those dew points to stay pretty dry. Our surface winds are pretty light, mostly out of the south here, as we get towards the western part of the high pressure system that has been keeping those drier conditions over our area. Our upper level water vapor across the Tallahassee area is for the most part pretty dry. That's why we don't have a whole lot of clouds going on in the sky today. And then here on the satellite and radar, you can see that as well, where there's not a whole lot of clouds in the Big Bend region. Our forecast, though, we're going to start to bring those clouds back in the morning tomorrow with a chance for a stray shower. And then as we get into tomorrow afternoon, we're going to see that line of thunderstorms and showers associated with the cold front that is going to be bringing that snow to portions of the southeast, kind of push on through here in Tallahassee. So tomorrow, bring your umbrella, bring your raincoat, and stay ready for that. Tonight, we're expecting a low of around 42 degrees with those partly cloudy skies. We're going to get a little bit cloudier as we get into the morning and those showers begin to start coming on back here. And we will keep that wind out of the south for the most part at about 3 miles an hour, although that'll be just light and variable winds across most of our region. For tonight, our lows should be in the 40s for most part, a little bit warmer down here near the coast in St. Mark's at 47 degrees and Apalachicola also at 47 degrees. But here in Valdosta, y'all are going to be the cold spot at 39 degrees for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow we're expecting a high of around 60 degrees with that rain coming through, and then our winds are going to shift to being out of the northwest. We're expecting 10 to 12 miles an hour, nothing like we saw a couple days ago where we were having gusts up near 30 or 40 miles an hour at the airport. Tomorrow for your day planner, we should keep it between the 40s and the 50s for the most part, and then obviously tomorrow we have that high of about 60 degrees, a little bit cooler in areas that are going to see the front pass a little bit earlier, but a little bit of rain, not a whole lot going on. And then as we go ahead and look at our 7-day, we're going to see that rain come through tomorrow, and then we have a much prettier week ahead with those temperatures in the 50s and 60s. And then we warm up as we get to the end of next weekend and Monday. But for now, I'm going to send things over to Jen and AJ at the desk where they're now going to give you the information about the Cuban tornado.
Yeah, I know how excited Jen was to talk about the Cuban tornado, but I mean, it's something that we haven't seen in over 80 years happen in Cuba. They had an EF3 tornado strike in Havana last night around 8 p.m.
Yes, it's very rare to get a tornado in Cuba, especially at this time of the year. There were about 3 people who did pass away as a result of this tornado event, and actually 172 people were injured as well. Now, this was in downtown Havana, so that's the reason why there were so many injuries.
Yeah, and I mean, they had 90 homes that were collapsed from the tornadoes that moved through, and another 30 homes that were partially collapsed. So that's 120 houses of families and children that were collapsed from this tornado that moved through. So it was a extremely devastating event that they saw down there in Havana.
And this event was actually caught on satellite and radar. Yeah. Radar was indicating a debris signature as a result of the tornado. So that was interesting to see, especially going on Twitter. And today I saw a lot of reports on that.
And we should have some photos here available to you guys of some of the damage that was seen in Havana late last night into this morning. So if we could potentially pull up those photos. There we go. That is
got a black screen.
Not what the photos should look like. So if you want to just head on, there it is. So looks like there's some serious damage going on there. I mean, that car is pretty much completely destroyed. You see power lines down, even impassable streets throughout much of Havana. So a seriously devastating event that happened last night.
Yes, and actually another picture that occurred during that time was also this vehicle essentially destroyed by the surrounding buildings.
Yeah, and I mean, as I stated earlier, there were over 90 homes that were collapsed from this storm.
Now,
and
with winds of around 155 to 200 miles per hour within this EF3, I mean, that in itself could cause damage like this, which is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the type, Cuba hasn't seen anything like this in over 75 to 80 years, so this was a serious shock to their system.
Yes, so we're actually going to take things out over to the wall right now. We're going to give you a look at what's going on across Florida. 56 degrees here in Tallahassee. We're looking at temperatures ranging along the 50s, even a 61 degree in Key West. I would actually very much enjoy being in Key West right now with those comfortable temperatures. 54 degrees for Orlando. Now with these nice comfortable temperatures, this is because dew points are fairly low across the state. We're looking at dew points in the 30s, 40s across the map, which means we're not going to have a lot of moisture in the air. And another thing with the lower dew points is that we're not going to have a lot of cloud cover or rainfall associated with this at all. Looking at the radar, not much going on across the across the Florida state region. Looking at the Florida Peninsula and Panhandle, we don't see any rain accumulation. However, we're starting to see that cold front pushing on into the southeast, which is going to be our next rainmaker as we head into tomorrow. On South Florida, not much happening, just some cloud cover associated with in areas like Miami and Fort Lauderdale, and looking at some coastal showers off on the coast of the eastern coast of Florida. However, this will not push on the shore anytime soon. And looking at northern Florida, nice and clear across Jacksonville as well as Gainesville. So we're looking at nice, comfortable conditions across most of Florida right now. Some cloud cover associated in areas like Pensacola, even on heading on into Panama City. Now, as we get on into tomorrow, we're going to start to see the cloud cover increasing, and that cold front will push on into the southeast, giving us a nice line of showers and storms moving on into the northern panhandle of Florida, approaching Tallahassee around 2:30 p.m. But as we get on to tomorrow afternoon, we'll start to see that cold front moving on into South Florida. Just some cloud cover, especially after the rain moves on through at around Wednesday afternoon. But as this cold front moves on through the region, we'll only be left with some upper level cirrus clouds heading on to Wednesday afternoon, but mainly clear conditions, and dew points are going to be nice and low after this as well. We actually could see some colder temperatures associated with this too. Tonight's forecast, expecting temperatures to be in the 40s for most of the western panhandle of Florida, 44 degrees for Crestview, 52 degrees for Pensacola. Tomorrow's going to be another rain day for northwestern Florida as well, 54 degrees for Panama City. And tonight's forecast across the Florida area, 43 degrees for Tampa, 38 degrees for Jacksonville. So it will be a chilly one for most of the state of Florida. And for tomorrow's forecast, expecting temperatures to be in the 60s, 67 degrees for Orlando, as well as 60 degrees in Tallahassee. We're expecting the rain to approach the Panhandle area at around the afternoon tomorrow. And then as we get into Wednesday, we'll start to see the rain pushing off into the south of Florida. We're looking at temperatures around 67 degrees for tomorrow in Key West. That's going to be nice and comfortable for those locations. And I'm actually going to pass things off to AJ for their last look at Tallahassee.
Yeah, thank you, Jenny. You can see here on the FSU weather stem in the background, looking like an absolutely gorgeous sunset for us here in Tallahassee. Plenty of clear skies and blue skies we saw throughout the majority of the day. Currently looking at 56 degrees, mostly sunny skies with winds just coming out of the south at 8 miles per hour. We're expecting those winds to shift as we get into tomorrow, which will bring some cooler temperatures ahead. Currently looking at 56 degrees here in Tallahassee, 57 in Quincy, 52 in Thomasville and Perry, 54 degrees down in Apalachicola by the coast. Those dew points are definitely on the drier side. 40-degree dew point here in Tallahassee. Dew points easily into the lower 30s in Quincy, Bainbridge, and Thomasville. And the low dew point on the map here is Valdosta with a 31-degree dew point. Those winds that I referred to earlier are coming off of the coast, which kept some warmer temperatures throughout the region as earlier today. But as we get into tomorrow and tomorrow afternoon, those winds will shift to coming out of the north, which will bring those cooler temperatures for tomorrow night. Not a whole lot going on here on your satellite and radar. Not dealing with much for tonight either, but then as we get into tomorrow, this puppy right here is going to be making its way into the Tallahassee area, bringing almost about half an inch to an inch of rain for tomorrow. So make sure you pack your umbrella and your rain gear before you head out tomorrow. Your Futurecast here has a clear and chilly night for us ahead. For your Monday night, getting into Tuesday morning, temperatures will be in the low 40s for your Tuesday morning waking up. And then as we progress throughout the day on Tuesday, more cloud cover starts to move in Tuesday morning. And then as we progress into Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday evening, you can see that snow up way north of the map here, moving through southern Alabama and Georgia. Not expecting any snow here, but you can see these oranges and yellows on the Futurecast do indicate heavier amounts of rain. So we're expecting some pretty heavy showers and storms to move through for your Tuesday afternoon. For tonight, looking at temperatures in the low 40s with partly cloudy skies and very light and variable winds for tonight. Around the region, temperatures in the low 40s, 42 degrees here in Tallahassee, 41 in Monticello, and 47 down by the coast at St. Mark's. For tomorrow, cloudy skies will start to persist in the early morning hours, and then the rain will move in. Not looking like it's going to be a total washout for your whole day, but for about 3 to 4 hours, we're expecting some heavy rain showers to move through. Your day planner here has 46 degrees waking up, 58 degrees when the rain starts to come through, and then after that cold front passes through, temperatures will start to dip throughout the rest of the day into the evening hours. Here on your FSU weather 7-day forecast, 100% chance of rain for your Tuesday, 60 degrees, and then the colder temperatures move in based from that Arctic front that's moving through that me and Harrison talked about earlier. 51 degrees for your Tuesday, 32 degrees overnight for your Wednesday night into Thursday morning, and then temperatures rise back up for the weekend with 63 degrees for your Friday. Now I'm going to send things back over to Jennifer and Harrison to wrap up the show.
Thank you, AJ. And yes, we are going to have a lot of rain heading into tomorrow, so it is advised to bring a rain jacket on hand, especially if you're heading on campus.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we're going to have that cool down in the next couple of days before we start to actually warm up again, which I'm excited for. I don't know, I'm ready to warm up a little bit.
A little bit. I'm a little tired of walking outside and like kind of getting a little cold, but going into summertime, I'm going to probably miss the colder temperatures.
Yeah, I'm going to miss these 30s in the morning that you can see on your screen. I'm definitely going to miss that.
Yes. So. If you take a look at the 7-day forecast, of 100% chance of rain tomorrow, so make sure you bring your umbrellas heading onto campus. But a chilly one heading into Wednesday. Rain chances don't ramp up until the weekend, so we could expect, we will be expecting some warmer temperatures heading into the weekend as well.
Yeah, and then after that next chance of rain, I know you can see it kind of on that 7-day, and we don't put a lot of trust into forecast after about 5 days, but 75, a lot of the models are hinting that we are going to see a warm up, so I'm ready for all that.
Yes, and it's going to be pretty nice heading into those. Maybe a beach day is included in one of those 70-degree days, so that should be nice.
If you get the time, yeah.
If you have the time. Heading into the weekend with that 20% chance of rain, but those lows heading into the 40s and 50s, that should be fairly comfortable.
Yeah, so a lot happening around the country, but if you want to follow us on Twitter at FSU Weather, that we would appreciate the follow here.
Yes, you can also like us on Facebook. We post many video updates on Facebook at FSU Weather.
And if you haven't already, please watch us live on YouTube. I would hope that's how you're watching us live right now.
And you can also follow us on Instagram. We don't post often, but you can follow us there at FSU Weather. Hopefully we'll be posting a little bit more this semester. But yeah, with that, we're actually going to close out the show. I'm student meteorologist Jennifer Collins.
And I'm student meteorologist Harrison Prieto.
So we hope to see you back here tomorrow for your Tuesday show.
Thanks for watching.